Hi, first graders. Welcome back to week 8 of our remote learning packets. I'm going to do it just like I have been doing it, so hopefully this is helpful to you. I want to say, just like always, that I miss you and I hope that I get to see you soon. On the front of our packet, as always, are some goals and some tools for our learning. On the first page, your first math assignment is number bonds, sums with 10. And so, you guys, I'm noticing that these are all addition problems and that the answer to every problem, the answer to an addition problem is called a sum. And so the sum or the answer to every problem is 10. That means that this is a good review for us of our 10 friends. So take your mind back to the beginning of the year when we had 2 colored bead stairs and we paired them up to make our 10 friends. So here's the first one, and it says 7 plus equals 10. What was 7's 10 friend? Let's see if we can remember. You can use fingers, are easy because there's 10 of them, or if you have 10 little beads or 10 pennies at home that you can work with. But if you have this, we have 10. One of the groups, the group we already know is 7. So let's put our group of 7. I know this is 5, and 2 more make 7. Oh, so here's 7 in one group. What's my other group? 1, 2, 3. Oh, and then I remember 7 and 3 are 10 friends. So you are practicing your 10 friends. On this page, it's a geometry practice page. It says drawing and identifying rectangles. The first direction is to trace this rectangle. So there are dots here. You're going to trace that to create a rectangle, and then draw 2 larger and 1 smaller rectangle. So you'll be drawing 3 total new rectangles, trace, and then 3 new rectangles, 2 larger and 1 smaller. And while you do that, I want you to think about what makes something a rectangle. We have 4 sides, we have 4 corners, and 2 of the sides that are parallel are longer, and 2 of the other sides are shorter, and that makes a rectangle. And then here we're going to find 3 rectangles and color them. I myself might think it looks like there might even be more than 3, but your job is to find at least 3 and color them. I would just find 3. Find 3 and color them. That's the direction. The next page is going to be our Ela assignment, which we know is writing and reading. And actually the directions here are on the bottom of this page. Sometimes they print a little funny. So it says read the passage and answer questions. And here is the title right here. The snow blows. I'm hearing that O sound in 2 of those words, snow and blows. And if I look closely, it's the OW making that long O sound. And we talked about that just right before we left our classroom. So let's be on the lookout for OW words making the O sound. So I'm going to get out my tracking finger. I'm starting at the very top of this page, and let's read together. In the winter, it is cold. A winter storm brings snow. The snow blows hard outside. The river does not flow. It turns to snow above and ice below. The plants do not show. They are under the snow. They are pushed down low. The plants will grow when winter goes. For now they sleep under the snow. The girl will play out in the snow. She has a hat with a pretty bow. The wind will blow the snow until the cold will give the girl a chill. It's kind of interesting having such a chilly story when we are getting ready to come into summer. But I could really get a good picture of the weather going on outside in that story. When we talk about the questions, you're going to answer. Question number 1, what does the winter storm bring? Question number 2, why doesn't the river flow? This one really we have to think about. And so either go back and read that section about the winter or rewind the video a little bit and listen to me and follow along with me reading about the river again. Why doesn't the river flow? So think about what you know about winter and what it says in your passage. That's a good question. Number 3, what has a pretty bow? And so just return to your passage or listen to me read again for what has a pretty bow. When you're finished with your ELA assignment, we will do our social studies here. And last week we were talking about a family member and how they help us to get the things that we want. And hopefully we drew a picture of our family member doing their part to earn money to pay for what you want. And you colored it and made it nice. The directions for week 2 are to go back and look at that job picture and underneath write a sentence. We talked about this last week. Write a sentence about how a need and a want are different. And so that's going to be really the point of a lot of these weeks of exercise and what we've been thinking about with wants and needs. You're going to write a sentence about what is the real difference between a need and a want. Okay, here at the bottom is the beginning of fine arts. It says week 2 of the Laurel Birch project. So last week they had us drawing an outline of a cat that took up the whole paper and then a design inside being inspired by the artwork of Laurel Birch. And this week we are going to, it's week 2. So if you really didn't finish last week, then this would be the week to really put those finishing touches on. If we remember, the entire page was filled up with color, with design when we looked at the Laurel Birch pieces. And so you could finish that up this week, or if you felt like you finished one last week, get inspired and do a second one and think, do you want to change some element or do something a little bit different? How do I know if my work is good? You're going to ask yourself, are the patterns created using more than one of the art elements, line, shape, and color? So have you used more than just one of those elements? So I have interesting lines and vibrant colors, or I did a bunch of different shapes and I used color purposefully. Is your work interesting? Look at it. It's that interesting to you. Are the colors you used interesting to look at? So really you're going to be able to assess your own art and think, what do you like about it and what would you do differently? The very last page of your packet is your general music packet. Your directions are to watch a TV show like The Voice, American Idol, or an online video from YouTube or Vimeo, etc. I would say always, get permission from a grown-up at your house before you are looking at YouTube videos. But look for one that features live performers and watch 2 different musicians perform. Describe each performance in the form below and share whether you liked the performance and explain why or why not. Remember, we're almost never just being like, yes, I liked it or no, I didn't. We want to tell why. So musical performance 1. In this box, you're going to put at least 3 words that describe it, tell what it was like. And down here, do you like it? If so, list 2 things you liked. And if not, list 2 things that you didn't care for about it. And you're going to just repeat that process for your second performance. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will conclude week 8 of your remote learning, of my remote teaching for the first grade. Week 8, we will have something a little bit different to look forward to next week. So really make sure you're doing your best, and I will see you soon. Bye.